What is going on, my beautiful friends? Thank you so much for joining me on another edition of Trail Talks. Today, I am very excited to share this absolute banger of an episode with you. We are discussing the top 10 trail networks in Canada. All of these trail networks can be found in my book, The Best Mountain Bike Trails in Canada, available now on Amazon. Just a brilliant, fun read with all the maps and pictures you will ever need to keep you stimulated. A must-have for any real Canadian mountain biker. Yes, it is. Anyways, my friends, before we get into this list, I want to hear from you. I want to know, what did you think of my list? How did I do? How did it go for you? I also want to set a few rules before I get started. No bike parks allowed on this list. I also tried to be inclusive. Yes, I'm a very inclusive guy. Yes, I am. So I tried to make a trail network from every big province in this book. That is Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, and of course BC, where most of them are going to live. Yes, my friends. So it is crazy. But we are starting in my home province of Ontario, and you are saying, how did Ontario make this list? Because this trail center is sick. We are talking the Hiawatha Highlands out in Sault Ste. Marie, the Hiawatha Highlands out in Sault Ste. Marie. Now this is about 7.5 hours from Toronto area where I currently reside, but it is absolutely worth the drive for anyone in Southern Ontario, really anyone in the country. This is one of the top trail networks in the country. They got it all. They have beginner trails, the Red Loop, they have the White Pine Loop, flowy loop with tabletop jumps, little bit of tech. They are building enduro trails out there like crazy now. They have stuff like Rocket Queen, one of the sickest blue rated trails in Ontario. Headbanger, double black, once bitten, twice shy, another single black. Sick trail, features big bridge on that one. They are building new trails out at the Farmer Lake. I believe it's called the Super Happy Fun Zone. Epic views, epic trails, flow, rock slabs. They have big jump lines like Tsunami and Jaws. They got the single black, large march. This place is a massive network with trails for everyone, and it is so beautiful. It's got waterfalls, it's got lakes. It is one of the best places you could ride in all of the country, let alone Ontario. That is why I had to include the Hiawatha Highlands in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario on this list. What is next? We are going to the land of poutine, Empire 47. Man, Empire 47, I was out there last summer. This place is so sick. The natural terrain, the rock slabs, and the greatest part about this place is you will see so many kids here. This is a place where the whole family is having fun. Lots of crying babies learning how to ride. You love to see the young riders just getting introduced to the sport. All the young riders of Quebec will always remember Empire 47 for the rest of their life. But the greatest part is this place has pro lines too. So you got the green trails like Minotaur and Family where everyone can chill. You got blue flow trails like Kamisu Trail and Chamois. And then you have like the next level up in blue flow trails, Mirador, which is one of the sick trails of all time. It's just one exposed rock bed the whole way down. It's just exposed flat rock. It's got the slabs. It's got big wooden bridges. What a sick flow trail. Mirador is the blue Beelzebrut, which means Beauty and the Beast, which has the optional slabby black line. Such a sick trail, Beelzebrut. You got the single black Pad Religion, the 3Vs, really rough natural Quebec terrain. And then you got the double blacks, Descende, Dakude, Sepultura, forgive my pronunciation, people, and you got the pro line Nosferatu. Insane gap jumps on these trails. Insane hips, left, right, hips, drops, gaps, slabs, on, off, rocks. Such insane trail building going on at Empire 47. Excuse my pronunciation, I may have butchered some of those names, but you gotta ride it all. From the double blacks to the greens. What a great place from everyone from the kids to the pros. They also got a drop zone, jump lines. What an amazing place. And a sour apple tree by the water fill up in the front. Anyways, my friends, let us get into the next one. We are now going to Alberta, the DH place of Albertan Dreams, Moose Mountain. My God. Moose Mountain is absolutely sick. Not much in the way of good green trails on Moose Mountain. This is kind of a gnarly, silty place, you know. Not much in the way of dirt here, a lot of slidey terrain, but my God, this place is absolutely sick. When I think of Moose Mountain, I think of high-flying trails. Like, I always start my ride on 747 sick blue flow trail. My other banger of a blue flow, it's not a flow trail, sorry, the other banger of a trail, the Race of Spades, which is a 4-point-something kilometer, absolutely sick trail with trail features everywhere. Those who want to step it up from there, you have absolutely banging tech trails like Jean Guy on the Rocks, which starts out in some sketchy rock pitches. Absolutely amazing. The absolute banger on the mountain, one of the most famous trails, is T-Dub, which is a steep and deep adventure. You got the T-Dub step up, jumps all over that trail, drops, such a sick trail, T-Dub. You got the double black SLF and my God, you got the Rampage line on T-Dub, friggin' sick. You got the new scenic trail, Puma Grand. You got Toothless. This is the Moose Mountain. This is the downhill capital of Alberta. Some of the sickest trail features you will ever see on a mountain. So that is why Moose Mountain came in at 8 on my list, to be inclusive to all of the provinces, but it certainly deserves to be there. And right beside that, you got the XC Heaven Bragg Creek, which is pretty much all attached, and Prairie Mountain as well. So this is a little mountain bike paradise. Yes, it is. What are we getting into next? This one is a hidden gem, a little bit of a banger that not everyone knows about, but it is an absolute beast of a mountain. We are talking about Mount Abriel in Nakusp, BC. Yes, we are going for BC. Some of you might be asking, where in the world is Nakusp? It is just a short ferry ride from Revelstoke, about a half an hour, 40-minute drive and ferry ride. And this place is just a beautiful little corner of BC. And this mountain, Mount Abriel, has become one of the sickest mountains in all of the country. Yes, it is. Anyways, my friends, they have a beautiful alpine trail here. It starts in the alpine. It's a beautiful blue. It is so hard to get up to this trail. The nastiest shuttle. You can shuttle this, but you know, you might have to. It's only a 1-lane road, and it is the nastiest Forest Service road you have ever seen. So if you do shuttle Mount Abriel, be wary. That is the nastiest road ever. Good chance you are not making it to the top. Anyways, the one massive blue-rated trail coming off Mount Abriel is called Ride On. Over 1,000 meters of descent on the 7 to 8 kilometer trail. And Ride On is one of the most epic blue trails in all of BC. And the great part about Ride On is it starts rockier up top with some slabby. And it also has black-rated options like Black and Bear, Block Party, and I believe there's some jump trails coming lower down, so it starts off more slabby, and I think, yeah, it says Tropic Thunder, so you can ride right down 1,000 meters on Ride Down, which is such a fun ride in itself, or you can take the black options like Block Party, Tropic Thunder for the jump line, and absolutely one of the sickest descents you will ever do in BC. And they have pure fun on the other side. They got the Dusty Panther trails, some tabletops, they got Minty Fresh, they got Pepe. They got all sorts of really fun trails down by the lake, XC trails. They got Lonely Lion when you're looking for the double blacks. Hollywood Hills if you're looking for a double black with some jumps on it. Mount Abriel, absolutely slept on location that I am going to make sure explodes by the time I am done here. Yes. All right, my friends, now we are getting into the real goods. We are going to Squamish, one of the sickest networks of all time, Diamond Head. Now, Diamond Head could be one of the most popular networks in Canada. This one and another one. Good luck finding a parking space in Squamish at Diamond Head in the busy season. But what comes to mind when we think of Diamond Head? It's obviously Half Nelson is usually the first trail that the intermediates ride at Diamond Head. So that is one of the sickest flow trails of all time. Not much in the way of tabletop jumps or anything, just about the sickest berms will take you down the mountain. You also got Full Nelson, another sick flow trail. You got the Pseudo Swago trails, which is the other sick blue flow trails. Unreal berms on those two. So that is, you got, what is it called? Gold Rush on there. You got Hoods in the Woods, which is a more varied blue trail there. It's got some rocks on it, a little more techy. You got the big trail that comes down from the Alpine. What is that one called? The big blue, I think it's called Valley of the Grizzly. You got so many sick single blacks in Diamond Head. What do you have? Angry M, Ditch Pig, Cakewalk, Somewhere Over There, Green Spider, all that will take you to. You got sick double blacks like Grin and Holler, 19th Hole, Cortex Planks. I forget. There is so many sick trails in Diamond Head, and there is so many sick hidden trails in Diamond Head too that you got to ask the locals to show you where that's at. That is absolutely one of the most stacked mountains in all of the world, Diamond Head. So it had to make the list. Maybe it should have been higher, but all these ones are so epic too. We are now going to Whistler, BC, baby, for number 5. Mount Sproat. My God, Mount Sproat is one of the sickest places all time. It probably features the greatest trail in Canada, the Alpine Adventure, Lord of the Squirrels. What more can be said about Lord of the Squirrels? The scenery, the epic descent, the rocks, the roots, the slabs, Lord of the Squirrels. Doesn't get much better than that. Once you're in the Alpine too, you can also ride Rush Hour, Last Call. They have so many sick Alpine trails up there. And also, let's not forget about On the Rocks. And then when you're coming down off Lord of the Squirrels, you can choose between the Chipmunk Rebellion, other sick blue trails, or Pura Vita. My God, they have some sick double black lines there, like Wizard Burial Ground and Korova Milk Bar, double black Moose Knuckles. My God, this one is so sick. Let us not forget about the blue trail, Les, coming down off close to the Alpine. So Lord of the Squirrels pretty much makes your mountain alone, and Last Call, Rush Hour, all that epic Alpine riding will get you in the top 5 regardless. But there is so much more here. High Society, Bush Doctor, 99er, so many sick descents on this mountain. This is my favorite mountain outside of the bike park in Whistler, Mount Sproat. The line of Wizard Burial Ground and Korova Milk Bar have some of the sickest double black, slabby gnar moments in all of BC. So Mount Sproat, number 5. Let us get into number 4. This one could have easily made number 1, but it just couldn't. But know that this place could have made number 1 because I am in love with this fucking place. Yes, I am. We are talking SDM in Quebec City, Lac Beauport to be exact. SDM stands for Saint-Hilaire-du-Moulin. My God, excuse my pronunciation. Saint-Hilaire-du-Moulin, Lac Beauport, about 20 minutes outside of Quebec City. This place is the most epic place ever. My God, do they have trails of so sick trails. Not much in the way of green rated trails. They do have one sick green rated trail called RAF, which is an up and down type trail, but RAF is one of the sickest green trails of all time. They got the blues like Fabulous, which is their blue flow line. I like the other blue. What's the other blue called? It is slipping. QMG, which is their blue. It's got some more rocky slab terrain. Got a little bit more in the way of drops and trail features. So those are the 2 top blues, Fabulous and QMG. And you know what? They actually have 2 mountains here. So another blue I'm going to throw in is Maelstrom, because they literally have 2 mountains, but it's both in the SDM network, so it's kind of not fair. That's why it could have been number 1. So let's put Maelstrom as one of the sickest high-speed blues as well. And also, I believe Gold City is a blue jump line on the other side of the mountain. So Gold City comes after the epic single black Slab City, which is just a mile of continuous slabs. One of the most unique trails you will ride in the country, Slab City, one of SDM's epic single blacks. They also built a new epic single black up on that mountain, Saga, one of the sketchiest single blacks you will ride, where you need your precision to stay on these steep rock lines and steep rock rolls and these skinny bridges, but that is one of the most brilliantly crafted trails of all times. The other blacks they have, Leon, one of my favorite black tech trails, just chunky, and then Lower Leon, just chunky wood bridges on the lower part. So much fun, Leon. And my favorite black possibly of all time, Super G to Basse, Super G to Lower. Oh my God. Super G has it all. Rock slabs, jumps, wall rides, drops, wooden bridges, lots of rock slabs. My God, Super G is about the sickest trail of all time, a must ride. And then you have a whole host of amazing double blacks like Granosaur, Mammoth, LBC1, LBC2, the epic free ride King Kong. So many sick trails. King Kong is one of the big epics where you get to drop over the climbing trail, gap jumps, drops, gnarly rocks. Epic trails like Granosaur. My God, so many epic trails at SDM. It can be sickening, but we will go on because we cannot go on about SDM all day. All right, my friends, next we are headed to another one of my favorite mountains of all time. Mount From, yes it is. I hope I am saying that. I never know whether it's Froom or From or From. I think it's From, so we're going to say From. Doesn't matter what it's called. I freaking love this place. If you are at Mount From in the summer, you will be able to see me there. I stay with my pal in Langley, so I am not a far drive from the North Shore. So Mount From, North Shore, Vancouver, BC, one of the most epic places of all time. So this has, usually when you get to Mount From, you want to warm up on bobsled, which is the sick blue flow trail, probably one of the sickest blue flow trails on the shore. Right beside that, you got Floppy Bunny, which is a bit harder black trail. But I love Espresso. That is my favorite single black trail. So I'll do a line something like 7 Secret, go way up top to the top of the mountain. 7 Secret, down to Espresso, and then you go on Lower Digger, and my God, is it Lower Espresso, then on to Lower Digger. It's so much fun. Obviously, they got Pipeline, the Woodwork Wonderland. They got Oil Can, Upper Oil Can, the double black, Lower Oil Can, chunky single black. One of the sickest double blacks of all time, ladies only. They have some real gnar trails too. What's it called? I'm trying to remember the real gnar trails on here. Is it a Crippler or Granny's, or is that on Seymour? I am messing it all up. Anyways, my friends, Mount From is one of the sickest places you can ever hope to ride. Sick trails from top to bottom. I'm more of a single black rider on the mountain. I do love ladies only, but you know what? I also am a 7 Secret down to Espresso guy. You also got so many other sick trails here, which are slipping my mind. Anyways, we will get in to number 2, my friends. Alice Lake. My God, is Alice Lake sick. So Alice Lake, Squamish, British Columbia, number 2 on my list. How epic it is. Alice Lake kind of has it all. They have a whole one area with All About You, Cardana, a Mickey's Way, Hot Tuna. So they have a more flowy side to the park where the more intermediates can head. And absolutely some sick jump lines over there. Man Boobs is over there. So a lot of sick blue trails. Hot Tuna is a black with some gaps, but mainly a lot of sick blue trails on that side. And then you get into the main part, made famous by guys like Remy, where you got absolute epic blue trails like Stone Ridge, Rock Slabs, Leave of Absent, Rock Slabs. Rupert is one of the classics there. Pamplemousse, Credit Line. Then you got Hueso, my God. Then you got double blacks like Treasure Trail, Pleasure Trail, Intestinal Fortitude. What a beautiful place. Really balances the rock slabs and the flow quite well, and really a trail for everyone. You got Jack's if you're into the green trails, so really a great balance of flow being in the one corner, and then the main, very rock slabby area. In-N-Out Burger, single black, the most famous slab trail of all time. How could I forget that? The Remy Martin Trail, Goranga. How could I forget that? My God. So Alice Lake, one of the sickest places you could ever ride. But coming into number 1, I don't know, something about this place just screams to me mountain biking paradise. We are going to the island, boy. We are going to Cumberland, BC. My God, Cumberland, BC, on Vancouver Island, right next to Courtenay. This place is one of the most impressive spaghetti string noodles network you will ever have. And they got something for everyone here. If you get in the forest quick and hook a quick left, you got your whole Eastern Bloc with all your nice cross-country trails. So many blue rated cross-country to choose from. That really is kind of perfect for everyone. And then if you go on your right, you will hit one of the sickest climb trails of all time. I believe it's called the Nobo So Michi. What a fun climb trail that is. And you have so much fun trails coming down off that. When I think blues here, you got to start on Blueprint down to Humpty Dory. You can ride the multiple vanilla trails. You can ride Field of Dreams. There's just so many. Down to Blue Collar, down to the Crafty Butcher trails. If you like the blacks, you have you got the Thirsty Beaver trails, which has some of the coolest woodwork of all time. The Thirsty Beaver trails. Newer trails up top like Mumbo Jumbo. You got the blacks like Race Rocks. So many options. Then you got spicier blacks like Off Broadway and Blockhead and Bucket of Blood. So many sick blacks. So many sick double blacks here too, like Cupcake and Knuckers. And what's the new line that they just pimped out so nice? I forget the name. So many double blacks here. The one, they made some sick drops. And what is Shagnum PI, the sick double black that got reworked recently. So much good riding for the whole family. Such good views coming off this mountain. You get to see the ocean. And when you're sitting up in the viewpoint in Cumberland, you are like, man, I have made it in life. Cumberland is truly a 10 out of 10 MTB Trail Center. Anyways, my friend, this video has absolutely jumbled my mind trying to remember all of these trail names off the top of my head, trying to remember all of my great memories. I have been to all of these places. I love all of these places. Even more fun than making these lists is riding these epic destinations. This video is getting way too long for your attention span, so I am going to sign out now. Yes, my friends, I hope you get to ride all of these. I hope you pick up the book if you want to know the exact, in-depth trail reviews on everything you need to know. Yes, my friends. Anyways, my friends, have yourselves a great holidays and long weekend. That is what it is right now. Anyways, my friends, great to see you today. Peace and lots of love. I am out.